Good evening. This is the Guyana Learning Channel's news in capsule for Thursday, July 22, 2021. These are the top stories we will be covering. GDF to play a vital role in disaster relief plan. SBB distributes $12 million in grants. And Oscar Joseph Hospital to be upgraded. In the world of sports, National Stadium 90% ready for T20 cricket. Regionally, Jamaica aiming to ban corporal punishment. And internationally, China rejects WHO's virus probe. With the details, I am Dinelli Singh. His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali said that the Guyana Defense Force would play an integral role in the development of a national disaster plan to help to protect the Guyanese and the country's resources from the effects of climate change. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces made the disclosure while addressing graduates of the GDF's Standard Officers Course 52 at Base Camp, Guyana. The ranks were told that in addition to securing the country's territorial integrity, the GDF will play a bigger role in civil protection. Ranks are currently involved in the COVID-19 vaccination campaign, and members were actively involved in the national response to the countrywide flooding. The President said that this proves that the GDF is suited to support civil protection, disaster preparedness, and disaster response operations now and in the future. He referenced his address at the recently concluded annual GDF's Officers Conference, where he highlighted that the national defense policy will see greater involvement of the Guyana Defense Force in search and rescue operations, disaster response, provision of infrastructural services, in the defense and protection of border communities, in medical outreaches, in response to medical emergencies, and in coaching and honing the talents of our athletes. According to President Ali, the new task would not diminish or detract attention from the GDF's primary mission of protecting the country's territorial integrity and defending its national sovereignty. The President noted that while climate change will not disappear and the world hopes that another pandemic will not occur, the GDF must always be ready for any eventuality. He said that most of the non-traditional threats are not unique to Guyana, and as a result, the country would continue to build partnerships to collaborate and cooperate in combating and mitigating all threats. This was extracted and modified from the Department of Public Information. The Small Business Bureau SBB on Tuesday presented 12 persons a total of $12 million through its Green Tech Fund. The beneficiaries each received $1 million at a ceremony held at the Arthur Chung Convention Center, Liliendaal. Launched in 2017, the SBB's Green Business Technology Fund is geared towards encouraging the implementation of businesses that incorporate fundamentals of the Green State Development Strategy. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Honorable Onij Walrun congratulated the 12 recipients, noting that it was a competitive selection process where awardees were selected based on the most practical, sustainable, and innovative ideas. According to the minister, the SBB sets aside $12 million each year to address the effects of climate change. The minister noted that it's important that all of us play an integral role in mitigating the effects of this global phenomenon. Guyana, in spite of our small size, is among the leaders in sustainable development through the introduction of the Low Carbon Development Strategy. Meanwhile, SBB's Deputy Chief Executive Officer Vanessa Thompson said the Green Business Technology Fund is an annual competition facilitated by the entity. It aims to support development of innovative green businesses, ideas and solutions, including market research, development, testing of new products, software, and business processes. Meanwhile, Minister Onij noted that the government wants more Guyanese to develop business ideas that are aligned with the Low Carbon Development Strategy. This was extracted and modified from the Department of Public Information. The Oscar Joseph District Hospital in Charity Region 2 is set to be upgraded to ensure the provision of efficient healthcare services to residents in the region. This decision was made following a recent meeting between Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Honorable Nigel Darmlao, and hospital staff. Minister Darmlao said he hopes the facility would be able to provide 24-hour service. He said changes needed to be made for the benefit of all, especially the attitude of the staff towards the patients. Currently, 4 doctors and over 20 nurses are attached to the hospital. Moving forward, the hospital is expected to broaden its reach via radio and television shows, especially during the COVID pandemic. Minister Darmlao said this will allow the medical teams to educate persons on the importance of the vaccine, since the region's vaccination rate has been stagnant for some time. This was extracted and modified from the Department of Public Information. And now in the world of sports. Over the past weeks, the management at the National Stadium Providence have been working overtime to ensure the facility is at its best possible condition come July 31 for the first of 3 2020 international test matches between West Indies and Pakistan. Assistant manager at the National Stadium, Mahinder Ganshim, said they have been steadfast in their preparations, which are 90% currently and would be fully ready by the time the teams arrive in Guyana. This was extracted and modified from Newsroom. And now for regional news. Stung by the news that a 4-year-old boy died recently after being beaten with a stick by his stepfather for reportedly eating too slow, Prime Minister of Jamaica Andrew Holness has indicated that the government will be pushing for legislation to ban corporal punishment. The Prime Minister, in a statement in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, said parents should no longer be able to use corporal punishment that is often violent in the name of discipline. Holness pointed to the case of Nashawn Brown, who he described as a promising 4-year-old, who died after he was severely beaten by his stepfather, 24-year-old Sean Bennett, in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Bennett has since been slapped with several charges, including cruelty to a child, assault occasioning bodily harm, child abuse, and unlawful wounding, as he also reportedly attacked the child's mother, causing injuries to her. The results of a post-mortem examination are to determine if Bennett is to face an additional and far more serious charges. This was extracted and modified from Loop News. And now for international news. China has rejected the next stage of the World Health Organization's plan to investigate the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. The WHO wants to audit laboratories in the area that the virus was first identified. But Zhang Yixing, Deputy Health Minister, said this showed disrespect for common sense and arrogance towards science. WHO experts said it was very unlikely the virus escaped from a Chinese lab, but the theory has endured. Investigators were able to visit Wuhan, the city where the virus was first detected in December 2019, in January this year. But earlier this month, WHO outlined the terms of the inquiry's next phase. This included looking at certain science research institutions. The WHO has now called on China to be more cooperative about the early stage of the outbreak, urging China to be transparent, to be open, and to cooperate with investigators, and to provide raw patient data that had not been shared during the first probe. Speaking at a press conference on Thursday, Mr. Zheng said he was extremely surprised by the WHO's proposal because it focused on alleged violations of China's laboratory's protocol. He said it was impossible for China to accept the terms, adding that the country had submitted its own origins tracing recommendations. This was extracted from BBC. With that, we've reached the end of today's broadcast of GLC News. Join us again tomorrow at 8 p.m. right here on the Guyana Learning Channel for more educational news and updates. On behalf of the technical team, thanks for watching, and remember to protect yourself and the people you love from COVID-19. Get vaxxed today.